Picture this, the heart of Paris, a towering stone fortress called the Bastille. For years, it loomed over the city like a dark shadow, a prison where people were locked away without trial, without question. But then came 14th July 1789. Ordinary people, shopkeepers, blacksmiths, carpenters, took to the streets with courage burning brighter than fear. They marched, they fought, and they stormed the Bastille. Now, here's a question for you. Were they just breaking into a building? No. They were breaking free from centuries of absolute monarchy. That day didn't just mark the fall of a prison. It marked the rise of a powerful idea that a nation should belong not to kings, but to its people. And so began the French Revolution, and with it, the birth of modern nationalism. Let's rewind to a time before the revolution. France was ruled by an absolute monarchy. One man, the king, had complete control. No elections. No public voice. No accountability. But all that changed in 1789. The revolution didn't just remove a king, it redefined power itself. For the first time, the idea of sovereignty meant that the real authority belonged to the people. The revolution proudly declared, "The people of France are the nation." That's a game changer. Suddenly, being part of a nation meant more than geography. It meant being a citizen with rights, duties, and a voice in shaping your country's future. This bold shift from royal rule to citizen rule sparked a wave of change across Europe and beyond. Because once people realize they have power, there's no turning back. So here's a big question. How do you transform millions of individuals into one nation? The French revolutionaries had a clear answer: build a shared identity. First, they introduced the tricolor flag, blue, white, and red, standing tall for liberty, equality, and fraternity. They created national anthems and hymns, music that stirred pride in every heart. They brought in powerful terms like la patrie, the fatherland, and le citoyen, the citizen, because language shapes belonging. They removed confusing regional trade barriers and introduced standard weights and measures, making life and business simpler and fair. And to unify communication, they made Parisian French the official national language. These weren't just reforms, they were the threads that stitched together the fabric of a modern French nation. Different people, different regions, now bound by common symbols, values, and a shared identity. Now here's something powerful. The French Revolution didn't stay inside France. The revolutionaries believed they had a mission to liberate all of Europe from monarchy and oppression. In the 1790s, French armies marched into Holland, Belgium, Switzerland, and parts of Italy, not just as soldiers, but as messengers of freedom. They brought with them ideas like liberty, equality, and the right to self-rule, ideas that resonated with people everywhere. Inspired by this wave, Jacobin clubs, political groups that supported revolutionary ideas, began to form in cities across Europe. These weren't ordinary clubs. They were the seeds of modern nationalism. The message was clear and loud: people, not kings, should decide the fate of their nations. And just like that, the flame of nationalism started leaping across borders. Let's break down this entire transformation into a simple, three-step historical formula. Step 1. Transfer of sovereignty. Power shifts from kings to citizens. Step 2. Building a collective identity. New laws, shared symbols, and a common language bring people together. Step 3. Ideological expansion. French armies and revolutionary clubs carry these ideas beyond France. And here's a quick quiz for you. Why do you think the revolutionaries replaced regional dialects with Parisian French? That's right. To build national unity and ensure efficient governance. Just imagine this: If every region used a different language and measuring system, could you pass laws or trade easily? Not at all. So, by standardizing language and measurements, the French weren't just simplifying systems, they were strengthening the nation. Now you might be wondering, I see that, and how does all this history affect us today? Well, you live in a world built on the foundations laid by the French Revolution. When you vote, you're practicing sovereignty, your right to shape the nation. When you follow the Constitution, you're part of a shared national identity. When you stand for the national anthem or salute the flag, you're connecting with symbols that unify millions. These aren't just rituals, they're reminders that power belongs to the people. Without the French Revolution, ideas like equality before the law, citizen rights, and modern nationalism might have taken a very different path, or may not have existed at all. The fall of the Bastille wasn't just the end of a prison. It was the birth of a powerful idea that people, not kings, have the right to rule. That single moment in Paris lit a spark, and soon, nationalism would ripple across Europe, challenging empires and reshaping identities. Curious to know how kingdoms turned into nation-states? Stay with us, because in the next video, we'll trace the journey of these revolutionary ideas as they spread and transformed the map of Europe. From revolution to nation.